very pleasant good morning, ladies and gentlemen, or good afternoon, depending on when you are watching this. You are watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Thank you so much for joining us here on the show today. This is our weekly Take the Point show. Now, the boys couldn't be here today. I've got an empty chair here next to me. Sorry about that. I think that Weeze is getting the new year started, and from what I understand, Jamie is busy scooping snow from out in front of his school, and I have no idea where Lucas is, but they couldn't be here today. So today it's just me, you, and the television, and we are going to talk a lot of sports today. It's again our weekly Take the Points show, and we are going to talk high school hoops. We're going to talk a little bit of college football playoff games last night and tonight, as well as the NFL playoffs, wild card weekend this weekend. And hey, have you noticed college basketball has started as well? We're going to talk about all that kind of stuff here in the very upcoming bit. But first, again, welcome. Happy New Year. Is it late? It's January 10th. So I think it's kind of too late, isn't it, to say Happy New Year? At least that's what Larry David said. The Larry David rule of Happy New Year is that the January 10th is too late. So have a nice weekend. That's what I'll say. Happy Friday in advance here on this gorgeous Friday, January 10th. Watch out for the snow. You were just getting out from under the last snow, maybe not even quite out from under yet, just getting out. Here comes some more. Not as bad though, 3 or 4 inches, not that bad. What is going on today in our area? Now, all these are subject to, and actually don't have too many of them, but everything we talk about today of the community event variety, subject to change with the weather, because as you know, there's been no school most of the week, and so when there's no school, you get businesses closed and that thing too, as folks take care of kids. It's all kinds of a mess, and but this may happen. Let me just put it that way. This may happen, this may not happen. We don't know. The first Friday luncheon is today, and this is the one that up in Effingham, all you folks look forward to every year, because this is the economic forecast luncheon. It's when the chamber folks get the bigwigs in there to talk about what they see occurring over the next year. It's a highly anticipated event. It brings together key leaders and industry experts to provide insights into the Effingham's economic outlook for the upcoming year. You can gain valuable perspective on local economic development, county influencers and initiatives, financial trends, real estate opportunities from the esteemed speakers. This is today at noon at a Holiday Inn in Effingham. The speakers are Todd Hull. He's the Economic Development Director for the city of Effingham. Joshua Douthit, he's the chairman of the Effingham County of the chamber. Christo Schultz, he's a wealth advisor for Midland States Bank. Chris Etter, he's the owner of Remax Key and Manage Real Estate. He'll be able to help you out. And Katie Kester, the president and CEO of the Effingham County Chamber. So this will be a lot of fun. Don't miss this opportunity. Connect, learn, and plan for a successful 2025. That's $20 a member or $30 per non-member. If you have any questions, give them a call. There'll probably still be somebody that'll be able to help you out. Give a call at the chamber at 217-342-4147. What else going on today? Again, depending on the weather, this is the 30th anniversary. The Business After Hours is celebrating the 30th anniversary at the SBL, the Sarah Bush Lincoln Effingham Surgery Center. It says, join us for a fantastic evening of networking and community connections at their monthly Chamber Business After Hours event from 5 to 8 p.m. tonight at the Effingham Surgery Center. Save the date. Make sure you bring your business cards. Join them for an evening of camaraderie and community spirit. Build bridges, share insights, and make lasting connections. That's always it's a wonderful program. It's a wonderful opportunity to get out and meet folks. That's exactly right. What else going on this weekend? Well, actually, it's kind of interesting. Saturday, January the 11th, the only things I could find, 2 different chili fundraisers. Chili in concert over in Clay City. It'll be at noon on Saturday. The Clay City Ministerial Alliance will have a chili and a concert January 11th at the Clay City Christian Church. The meal begins at noon. The concert starts at 2. So you got 2 hours in there. You might be able to load up 2, 3, 4 bowls of chili. Won't that be fun in the middle of a gospel concert? Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. The concert will be by the Bates family. Call Misty at 618-676-7255. Again, that's at the Clay City Christian Church starting at noon. Also, over in Kinmundy, the Kinmundy Lodge special fundraiser chili supper. This will be in Salem. It's for the, come and get it, the mild or medium. They'll have a little hotter if you like it. Mild and medium chili supper is set for tomorrow from 4 to 8 p.m. So there you go, folks. You can do them both. You can do the one at the lodge in Salem. There will be cornbread, tortilla chips, coffee, tea, soft drinks, and milk. Also, going to be all kinds of your favorite topping. It's all you can eat chili. What a day! Go to Clay City, enjoy the chili over there, enjoy the concert. Go to Salem, enjoy the chili there, and just really get your. Enjoy your Saturday night after eating all that chili. That sounds great. What else is going on, ladies and gentlemen? What do you want to know about what is going on today, folks? This is National Oysters Rockefeller Day. National Oysters Rockefeller Day on January 10th recognizes a dish so rich there was only one man's name that they could name it. At least that's the story according to the chef who masterfully created famous recipes in the French Quarter. In 1889, in the renowned kitchen at Antoine's. I've been to Antoine's. It's a wonderful joint. They do a great job there. And now this chef wasn't there when I went there. Jules Alchatore developed a recipe for baked oysters on the half shell with sauce and breadcrumbs that would earn the name Oysters Rockefeller. It's a dish so rich that Alchatore himself admitted, "I know no other name rich enough for their richness. While other restaurants serve similar dishes, only historic Antoine's serves the original Oysters Rockefeller." Food Network's Alton Brown even told the folks on Good Eats that Alchatore took the recipe to his grave. Others have tried to determine the finer ingredients without success. Only Antoine's and the Alchatore family have the authentic recipes. They've served over 3.5 million orders of Oysters Rockefeller since 1889 and counting. Antoine's recipe has withstood the test of time and garnered the praises of culinary critics. Since 1889, the restaurant has numbered each order. Even today's customers receive their privileged number, identifying their place on the history of Oysters Rockefeller. I must tell you, when I went to Antoine's, I did not order the Oysters Rockefeller, even though I knew the story. I knew it's not my bag, baby. I don't like I like rich food, but I don't like it too rich, and I'm not a big spinach guy. Oysters Rockefeller has a little bit of spinach in it, and while I probably am more of a spinach guy now than I was when I was at Antoine's 15 or 20 years ago, but just not my bag, baby. This has been Oysters Rockefeller Day since 2017. Are Oysters Rockefeller the same as oysters in the half shell? No, Oysters Rockefeller are of course cooked oysters for Oysters Rockefeller. What else are we celebrating today on this Friday? January 10th, well, this is National Bittersweet Chocolate Day. Chocolate lovers rejoice! National Bittersweet Chocolate Day on January 10th gives you an excuse to indulge in some chocolate satisfaction. Chocolate comes, of course, from the seed of the tropical Theobroma cacao tree. Cacao, which was cultivated for at least 3 millennia, is grown in Mexico, Central America, and northern South America. The earliest known documentation of the use of cacao seeds, how long do you think? Now, there's nobody here I can ask. I'll ask you. Like I said, 3,000 years ago, 1100 BC was when they began using cacao seeds. Once the cacao tree seed has an intensely bitter taste and has to be fermented to develop the flavor. All right, so there's the question. 3,000 years ago, you're walking around the jungle looking for food. I guess you're going to find anything you can and try to make food out of it. What made a guy or a gal decide to ferment cacao seeds? They probably tried to boil them. They probably tried to bake them. They probably tried to make them edible some way or another. I guess maybe somebody who's just smarter than everybody else thought, let's throw a little yeast in here, maybe ferment the doggone things, and see what happens. And apparently, that's what happened. There's some good-looking chocolate. Bittersweet chocolate is chocolate liquor to which sugar, cocoa butter, and vanilla have been added. It does have less sugar and more liquor than semi-sweet chocolate. And however, the two of them may be interchangeable when baking. Of course, semi-sweet's what you typically find in chocolate chips. Chocolate chip cookies are semi-sweet. They don't typically have the bittersweet. Bittersweet's a little bit, well, like it says, it's more bitter than the semi-sweet chocolate. Are bittersweet chocolate and dark chocolate the same thing? Yeah, though the amount of cacao may vary from product to product, bittersweet chocolate must have a minimum of 35% cacao. It is also called semi-sweet chocolate. Is the amount of cacao important to the recipe? Well, yeah, that's what makes the changes. So all that going on today. What else going on today on January 10th? This is National Save the Eagles Day. Probably quite a bit more important about 50 years ago. Each year on January 10th, Save the Eagles Day reminds us the majestic raptors that soar above the earth, whether they are well populated or endangered. Due to the work of scientists and public, the bald eagle was removed from the endangered species list in June of 2007. Poaching, pesticides, and other dangers do, however, continue to threaten the eagle population. While the day started as a way to save a specific pair of bald eagles and raise awareness about the species, the observance has grown to encompass all species of eagles. Approximately 60 species of eagles populate the world. Most are found in Eurasia and Africa. North, Central, and South America and Australia only account for about 13 or 14 species. However, no eagles. Did you know this? I did not know this. No eagles in Hawaii. I guess they didn't ever catch a ride over there. I don't know. Well, they could probably fly there. The most common species in North America are the bald and golden eagles. I do remember the first time I ever saw an eagle in the wild. See, now you'll see them. You'll see them around Wayne County, Clay County, Marion County. You'll see them Effingham County around here now. But years ago, boy, you would not see eagles. I remember there was for years the only place you could go in Illinois and find eagles was over in Alton. You would go to the Illinois River where it hits the Mississippi River. I saw eagles there before as well, but the first time I was in Alaska, and I was in a little town called Homer, and driving out on the Homer Spit. It's a little roadway through about 3 miles or 2 or 3 miles of sand out to a little building out at the end. It was really cool. Driving out on the Homer Spit, there was a pole out in the middle of basically a tidal basin, a tidal pool, and there was Just to tell you a little bit about Homer, Alaska, there was a toilet at the top of this pool, or at the top of this basin, a toilet at the top of this pole, about 15, 20, 30 feet up in the air. They're an arty people up in Alaska. Don't get me wrong, they're great people, but you don't often see a toilet on a pole out in the middle of a spit or of a tidal basin. So so we're driving out to the building, to the bar out there at the end of the spit. There was maybe they had a nest there, but there was an eagle sitting on the toilet in Homer, Alaska. The very first time I saw an eagle in the wild. So just keep that in mind. Save the Eagles Day was started, it started in 2015, originated in the village of Ridgefield Park, New Jersey. This day is a result of an effort to save a pair of nesting bald eagles near the community. Late in 2014, Skymark Development Corp of Paramus brought a study forth arguing that a landfill near where the eagles nested posed health risks. The nesting pair, fondly named Alice and the Owl, had nested along Overpeck Creek since at least 2011, when the developer proposed a solution that included removing the tree the eagles nested in. The community and the Bergen County Audubon Society organized Save the Eagles Day. Eventually, an agreement was formed to preserve the area of the land as an eagle park. Alice and Al continued to live out their days in Ridgefield Park and fly over the residents there. That's a pretty nice story. Also, that's the cool part. If you do get eagles in your neighborhood and they nest, they're there for years. They'll take off and then they'll come back, and eventually, sometimes their offspring will begin to nest there. I've seen that happen too in person, so that's pretty cool. What do you want to see on television, ladies and gentlemen? What's on TV tonight? Again, barring a gigantic meltdown of snow or who knows? Who knows if we're going to have this tonight? High school basketball, boys basketball, the Florida Wolves at the Edwards County Lions. That's on Catch TV, just channel 100. Also, Roxana Shells at Salem Wildcats, channel 98. Hopefully they play. Who knows? NBA basketball tonight at 6 p.m. The Golden State Warriors at the Indiana Pacers. That's on FanDuel 370. And the Wizards are at the Bulls at 7 o'clock on Chicago Sports Network Plus. It's the Chicago Sports Network Plus, channel 354. The reason they're on Plus, at 6 p.m., the Blackhawks are taking on the Red Wings. That's on Chicago Sports Network, channel 353. We got them both. If you're a Chicago sports fan, we got you taken care of. NCAA basketball, Kent State Golden Flashes at Buffalo Bulls. That's on CBS Sports Network, channel 378. That will be followed by Central Michigan versus Toledo. It's a MAC doubleheader on CBS SN, channel 378. And finally, on the main network, on the Fox network, it'll be the UCLA Bruins, the number 22 UCLA Bruins at Maryland. I don't think they're going to be number 22 for very long. They just got beat by Nebraska. One other thing we're also going to talk about later this hour, NCAA football. Semifinal number 2. It is Ohio State taking on Texas. That is on ESPN1, ESPN2, ABC, ESPNU, depending on how you want to see it. You can see it any way you want. This is Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. I appreciate you tuning in. We're going to talk sports right after these. Stick around. Well, let me get the button figured out, and I will make sure that we'll be all set. And let's get that set, and let's hit that one. Or let's hit that one. Yeah, let's see. Let me try to hit that. And let me hit that. And let me hit that. And this is not acting correctly. Is at least, I don't know, that part's working. Let's try that one. How about that button? And then we'll hit that.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Hello, folks. Bruce Dickey here with Wabash Catch TV. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you also for tuning into Wabash Catch TV's Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. You can find it here daily at 9 a.m. and at 1 p.m. Talk about all kinds of different subjects. People, interesting folks in the community, community events coming up, just all kinds of stuff that will matter to you. Appreciate you tuning in. Thanks a lot. Briscoe Surplus Sales on the northeast edge of Flora is your one-stop do-it-all shop. Looking for rugged boots and footwear from great brands like Lacrosse, Rocky, and Carolina? They're there. How about top-notch small engine parts and service? Briscoe Surplus Sales has it. Whether you're wiring your switches or switching your wiring, Briscoe Surplus Sales has the solution and the know-how to help you get the job done right the first time. Briscoe Surplus Sales, your one-stop do-it-all shop.
My grandfather, Carol Rush, opened Rush Appliance in October of 1949. This is Sean Rush, and I am driven by the same determination and commitment to quality that has set us on the road to success. A lot has changed in the appliance industry since 1949, but at Rush Appliance, we're doing everything we can to remain trusted, strong, and competitive. We are extremely proud of our roots, and we look forward to providing you with quality and service at Rush Appliance and Furniture Company in downtown Fairfield.
It is all things new at Zimdar's Heating, Air Conditioning, and Appliance Repair. We have a new line of heating and cooling equipment and new technicians. Our new equipment line offers 24 months free financing and excellent warranty coverage. Our experienced service technicians can provide you with quality service and repairs on all brands of HVAC equipment. Zimdar's has been serving Clay County and the surrounding areas for over 23 years. The employees of Zimdar's are here to help, so call local and call Zimdar's.
Hello, folks. Welcome back to Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Let's talk high school basketball. All right. So you're wondering, you're flipping around the channels, right? And you're wondering, well, I wonder what's on. I wonder what. By the way, this is our weekly Take the Points of Sports show. Thanks so much for tuning in. So you're wondering, I wonder who's playing tonight. Who they? I know that there are teams playing that I want to watch. I want to watch the North Clay Cardinals. I want to watch the Flora Wolves. I want to watch the Salem Wildcats. I want to watch the Shoes. I want to watch T10. Somebody. So you think, how do I know who's going to play? Well, now, if you go to wabash.net, and then you click on, there's a right there up the top that says Catch TV. Click on Catch TV. And that basically brings up the schedule. Here's what it looks like. This is what it looks like for January. Now, don't pay any attention there to January 6th and 7th because those days are gone, and the 9th is as well. I don't know. We don't know if we're going to have that game or not on Thursday the 9th. It depends whether South Central or Altamont have school and choose to play it. They'll have to play it sometime. It is a conference game. We've already missed the 6th and the 7th games. I know that the girls' game on the 6th is going to be rescheduled for the 11th. It's a Saturday. We're not going to do it. We don't typically do too many Saturday games, but this just kind of give you an idea of the matches that we do shoot. For instance, tonight you see the Edwards County versus Flora and Salem versus Roxana. And I'll be down at Edwards County. Josh will be over at Salem doing that game tonight. Then next week, a slew of games all week long, and then you get into the week after that. No game on Monday night, but then of course that's a holiday. Then Tuesday, it's Flora versus St. Anthony boys. And after that, all weekend long, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday also, we'll be showing the entire Salem Invitational Boys Basketball Tournament. That is something we look forward to all season long. And then we'll get a chance on the last week of the season. You can kind of see Two-Town versus Mount Zion. That's one I'm going to. That is two top teams playing into Topless that night. Just giving you the opportunity, ladies and gentlemen. That's how you find what is playing and who is playing. Now, of course, you know, we not only do you get it on your streaming where you're watching this right now, or on YouTube where you may be watching this right now. You also have it on Facebook. Have those games on Facebook, and it's all free. It's all free. If you get channel 98, 99, and 100, and if you're watching on streaming or on cable, you get channel 98, 99, or 98, 9, and 100. It's all free for you. We hope that you enjoy it. It's community service. How are some of our teams doing that we follow? Well, let's take a look. Here's the Black Diamond Conference. This is boys, by the way. Interestingly enough, you've got Hamilton County in the lead, Fairfield and Flora both 2-1. They're both under 500 overall, though. You take a look over there to the left a little bit. Edwards County 0-1, even though we're 14-6 on the season. Carmi expected to win the conference. They're 0-2. They are 3 full games back of Hamilton County. That's going to be a difficult task to catch up for Carmi to get to Hamilton County. How about the National Trail Conference? Everybody wonders about that. The St. Anthony Bulldogs on top of that. And then you've got Farina and Dietrich. Dietrich playing very well at 11-3 overall. I think they're a little bit better than that. I'm going to have to check that number. But then you get down to Altamont at 4-8, struggling this year for an Altamont team. South Central at 10-4, playing well. So that's the thing you see there on that Saturday the 20th or Monday the 27th. Oh, that's girls. So I mean that may not be quite as good a game, but you see what I mean. That's how you pay attention to and find out who is playing when and where here on Wabash Catch TV. As we're always, and again, if you ever have any questions, by all means, give me a call at 665-3311. Been here 7 years now. I can't remember the number. 665-3311 or 665-9970. That's my office number. Give me a call if you ever have any questions, or you can also email us. We'll take care of it. We're going to talk college football, big college football, coming up right after these words. Stick around.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
For service beyond the surface, call Carter Trucking in Fairfield. Carter's trucks are ready to haul your big freight and grain. So whatever you call Jeremy Carter, the Mucho Mulcho Man, the driveway doctor, the gravel guru, the pothole pirate, the rockin' redneck, the smooth operator, the mudhole master, or the happy hauler, just call him. 842-2022 to haul your big freight, grain, and more with trucks from Carter Trucking, Williamson Drive in Fairfield.
Having car trouble, need a tow, or just some routine maintenance? Butcher Automotive in Louisville has you covered. Locally owned and operated, Butcher Automotive offers complete vehicle repair services along with tire sales and wheel alignment. They're your local hand-cooked tire and interstate battery dealer. Butcher Automotive offers free local pickup and delivery so your car can be repaired while you're at work or at home. Butcher strives to treat everyone's vehicle as their own. At Butcher Automotive, they don't want you to give them your business, they want to earn it.
Cooper.
And I am Stacey Earlywine, and together we host By the Way with Beth and Stacey.
It airs Monday through Friday on Wabash Channel 100 at 11 a.m. and again at 3 p.m.
We love to follow Clay County history, and we've been venturing out too in other counties. We absolutely love history.
You can also find us on YouTube. Our YouTube channel is By the Way with Beth and Stacey, or like and follow us on Facebook.
Sorry about that. I just had somebody just doing what I asked, just getting a hold of me to try to help them out, getting a little publicity for one of their events. I'll see if I can't help them out. As there's apparently a card show coming up in Mount Vernon here in about a month or so. I'll tell you all about that here in the coming several days. Can you believe the college football season is down to 3 games? And that includes the one last night in the 3 games. I'm shooting this on Wednesday afternoon because, I won't be in on Friday morning. Shooting this on Wednesday afternoon to tell you about the college football. There's a big game Thursday night. That's Penn State versus Notre Dame. And a big game on Friday night, Ohio State versus Texas. I'm going to act like you're watching this and you haven't, maybe you recorded the Penn State Notre Dame game. You haven't seen it. You're going to watch it later on today. That's how we're going to treat this. We're going to treat it like we don't know who won the Penn State Notre Dame game. Even though I would like to say that I know who won the game, but no, we have a lot of disagreement amongst the boys here on Take the Points as to who's going to win that Penn State Notre Dame game. As a matter of fact, I asked all of us to. I'll get to that here in a minute. Here's what the bracket looks like. So, one of the complaints about the new college football playoff system I've heard from somebody is, Bruce, it takes so long. Well, look, the 4 current participants, the 4 remaining participants, they're going to be playing 4 games. If you get to the championship game, you're playing 4 games from December 19th and 20th all the way. Well, no, yeah, it was, let's see, the Saturday before Christmas was December 20th and 21st, all the way to championship day, January 20th. That's 4 games in about 30 days, exactly, 31 days, exactly. There's nothing wrong with 4 games in 31 days for folks. That's and you're not piling them too close together. You're letting everybody get a chance to heal up. The other interesting thing, though, as you're taking a look at the bracket, is that all 4 teams in the semifinals all hosted that home playoff game. They all hosted the home game against the bottom 4 in the bracket, and then they all went on to win the quarterfinal games at the neutral sites. That's fascinating to me that it's basically all 4 teams. Nobody's getting an advantage or a disadvantage based on number of games played. They'll all, if you win it or if you lose the final, you're playing 4 games. It's the way it is. How did we do? Well, not real well. We didn't actually pick the playoffs last week. We didn't remember that was during our week off, so we didn't actually pick that. But we've got some plans here. The first game is Well, no, that's the second game. Here's the first game. That's January 9th. This is the Orange Bowl pin. Is it me, or does that look like some kind of robot head? I was kind of surprised when I saw this. I thought, boy, you could have done a lot better. You could have. I mean, look at this. That looks a lot better for the as far as logos go. This looks really cool. You got the picture of the stadium in there and time and the whole thing, and this just doesn't do much for me at all. Who do you like, folks, in the Notre Dame versus Penn State game? Well, I've got I'm always trying to keep you up to date on maybe some trends to think about going in. This is a sampling of some trends that I'll tell you about. Notre Dame, now again, this is this game. Notre Dame has won its last 13 games against the spread versus power conference opponents. They've won their last 13. They're 13-0. 13-0 against the spread against power conference opponents. Right now, they are a point and a half favorite. Notre Dame is, as you see there. So, do you want to buck that? Notre Dame is also on a 14-2-1 surge versus AP top 25 teams. They are, rephrase that, they're 14-2-1 against the spread against teams in the AP top 25. They're playing real well against good teams. If you have questioned Notre Dame's ability to compete against these elite teams, these trends, boy, they'll open your eyes in a hurry. 10-0 mark against Power 4 teams just this year against the spread. 10-0 against the spread against Power 4 teams just this year, with wins over Purdue and USC by a combined 115-42. Penn State, on the other hand, well, they're 3-8 against the spread in their last 11 games versus teams outscoring opponents by 7 points per game. That's not really the best one. Penn State is on a 15-25 against the spread skid versus AP top 10 teams. 15-25 against AP top 10 teams. That's against the spread. So let's see what we're thinking. Let's take a look at what the boys are all thinking for that first game. Well, Lucas was supposed to do a pick for each game, and he didn't. He chose not to. He did two picks on the Notre Dame Penn State game. He's got Notre Dame Penn State under 46.5. That is also my pick in the Notre Dame Penn State game. I'm going under 46.5, and he's also taking Penn State money line. It's a plus 100 since it's so close, as you can see. Let's see there. It's plus 104 or minus 104 here on this one. He was able to find plus 100, almost the same thing, just a little bit different. What's Weeze doing? He has Penn State plus 2. He was able to get Penn State, so he's picking Penn State. And Jamie taking Notre Dame at minus 1.5. So we're kind of spread. I'll show you the rundown after the next segment, after the NFL segment. We're kind of spread all over the place. What are some of the trends you want to hear for that Ohio State Texas game? Now this was a shocker to me. Ohio State is on a 13-2 against the spread run against teams ranked higher than them in the AP poll. You saw this. Texas ranked number 5. Ohio State ranked number 8. They're also on a 5-1 surge against the other teams, outscoring them by 15 points a game. And by the way, in the Cotton Bowl, this one shocked me. Outright winners are 21-0 against the spread in the Cotton Bowl. 21-0-1. The last 22 Cotton Bowls, if you win the game, you cover the spread. So taking a look at the spread in that one, that's the Ohio State-Texas game. If you like that trend, you're picking Ohio State minus 6.5, not just to win the game, but to also cover the game. What did the boys pick for the Ohio State-Texas game? Weeze has Texas under 23.5 in the first half. Pardon me. Weeze has Texas under 23.5 as the team total. So Weeze doesn't think Texas is going to score very much. He might be right. I'm not certain. I'm taking those trends. I took Ohio State minus 6.5 against Texas. I like Ohio State. I watched every minute of both their last two games. They are playing like a house of fire. And Jamie, he also took Ohio State minus 6.5. So there you have it. There's college football. Big wild card weekend coming up. We'll talk about that right after these words.
When Justin, a local volunteer firefighter, needs one of the department's trucks serviced, he calls Cam, whose repair company keeps everything rolling. In turn, Justin helps keep Cam and all of the community safe. Together, they support each other. And Wayne White Electric Cooperative supports them and every member with safe and reliable power. It's why REMCs exist. And together, it all works.
Residents of the Clay County and surrounding area have relied on Clay County State Bank for sound professional service for over 100 years. With convenient lobby and drive-up hours, we are ready to serve you Monday through Saturday. We appreciate all who bank with us, and we look forward to the opportunity of working with anyone who is looking for a community bank to help with their financial needs. Give us a call at 665-3314, visit us online, or stop by and see us on the square in Louisville to experience our friendly personal service.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont's always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
I thought I'd lost my business in that fire, but my agent was there before the flames were out. He said, together, we're going to rebuild. Our employees depended on it. My independent agent and auto owners made sure we didn't skip a beat. I mean, we didn't miss a single payroll.
For whatever lies ahead, we're always there. Auto Owners Insurance. North Wayne Insurance Agency in Flora is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
Hey folks, welcome back. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. My name is Bruce Dickey. Again, this is our weekly Take the Points show. As the NFL season has finished, some might say thankfully. My lovely wife would say, thank heavens it's over. And she doesn't realize that, there's also about a month and a half long playoffs. Sorry. There's fewer playoff games in the NFL than there are in college football. Just letting you know, there's 2 fewer games. So that's cool. This is the big weekend, though. This is a wild card weekend. There are 6 games, almost half of the games to be played in the pro football being played this weekend. Here's take a look at what the season ended up. Of course, you see Kansas City 15-2. They went ahead and took a dive against Denver in their last game of the season and let Denver into the playoffs. Although I don't think it was the Bengals went 9-8. They needed Denver to lose, and Miami ended up losing. So the Bengals ended up in the 8th spot, did not get into the playoffs. Not a bunch of anything. The Ravens. The Pittsburgh Steelers could have caught the Ravens. Pittsburgh got beaten. The Ravens automatically won the division. Here's the NFC. Not too much at the end of the year other than the Sunday night game. Detroit beat Minnesota to take the number 1 seed. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good win. The other weird one to me was L.A. didn't really play very hard in their final game of the season against Seattle. Rested a bunch of people, and they already had the Division I, but they really didn't care about avoiding the loser of that Detroit-Minnesota game. So Minnesota's going to go out to L.A. to play the Rams. You've got Tampa Bay going to play the Commanders, and you also have the Who am I missing? Green Bay playing Philadelphia in the other ball game. Well, let's just take a look at those. The numbers going in and out on those. Here's the Saturday afternoon contest. The Chargers will be at Houston. This is the only game where the home team, I think it is. Yeah, that's the home team is the dog in that one, or in that one too, right? No. Dog with the Rams and Vikings. But, you take a look at that Chargers-Texans game. I'm kind of surprised. I guess it's because the Texans are kind of limping in a little bit. They played real well over the middle of the season. The last 3 or 4 weeks, they didn't play well. They still come in with a pretty solid record. I mean, they're 10-7, and they're taking on a Chargers team that's, it's 11-6. So maybe that does make a little bit of sense. So you have the Chargers, the favorite at the Texans, the Steelers, the dog at the Ravens, and the 10-point underdog Bills, a 9-point favorite on Sunday against the Broncos. That's Sunday at noon. And then you get into the Packers and Eagles. You get into the Commanders and Buccaneers. These are really tricky games, especially in the NFC. Now, so you say, well, Bruce, you've got favored teams there. Some favored team is going to win. You just know they are because they wouldn't be the favorite. Well, that's not how Wild Card Weekend works. Wild Card Weekend for the past several years, the home team has not. The home team doesn't win all the time. Last year, the home team won 3, lost 3 on Wild Card Weekend. Weekend before that, the home team won 2, lost 4 on Wild Card Weekend. It's a tricky spot, and especially tricky to if your team goes into the weekend not really playing on all that, hitting on all 8 cylinders. It's tricky to get that going again. That's the question. That's kind of the question in that Packers-Eagles game. Eagles sat out basically half their team against the Giants. They already knew their spot, and the Packers went ahead and played. But Packers lost to the Bears last weekend, and they got their quarterback injured while they were losing to the Bears. Now, he's supposed to play, but how healthy is Jordan Love going to be? And that is probably reflected a little bit in that price at -4.5. The Eagles, actually, I'm kind of surprised it's that close. Let's just talk a little bit about who we are picking here on the show. As we're picking 3. I told the boys, I said, let's pick 3 games apiece. Make your 3 favorite picks, and it turns out just terrible for Philadelphia because I think we're all on Philadelphia. Sorry, Eagles fans. We are all. Actually, I shouldn't say that. Last week we did pretty well. We hit 11 out of 20 on our game, so we were 11-8-1. We had 1 push, so we had 11-8-1, almost 12. I was 2 out of 5. Weeze went 4 out of 5. He did real well. Jamie went 2-2. He had the push, and Lucas went 3-2. So we did all right. And we talked about it last week. Weeze and I talked about how difficult that last week of the season is to handicap. Yeah, we didn't. That's not too killing bad, folks. I don't feel too bad about that. What are we doing this week? Well, taking a look, Weeze is, let's just pick the games that we're all on. First, starting with that Chargers and Texans. 3 of us are on that game, as Jamie and Lucas each are betting on the Chargers. Jamie got a 3. Lucas got the Chargers at -2.5, so he's got a little bit of a better number. Me, I'm on that game as well, but I'm on the under 42.5. Have you seen Jim Harbaugh teams playing toward the end of the year? They don't score. They get They get leads, and then they just choke you out. It is really something to see, the Chargers. I just don't think it'll be a shootout. The Chargers could, but they don't have all that good receivers. They have the best, they have the best receiver probably. Well, maybe not. Nico Collins is pretty good for Houston, but Ladd McConkey's pretty good for the Chargers. We've got 3 of the 4 of us on that game. Again, 3 of us, 2 of us on the Chargers, 1 of us on the under. The Eagles and Packers game I mentioned just a minute ago. We have 3 of us. 3 out of the 4. Weeze, me, and Jamie are all on the Eagles minus 4.5. We think the Eagles are severely underbid there. I don't understand it. What other commonalities do we have? Weeze is taking the Rams versus the Vikings. He's taking the Rams plus 1.5. I'm taking the Vikings minus 1. So Weeze and I going against each other. Also, Luke is taking the Bills at the Broncos under 47.5. That's taking place up in Orchard Park, New York. Buffalo, weather up in Buffalo, they're supposed to get some of that snow this weekend too. So he might have the best choice of all of us. And Lucas also has Pittsburgh under against Baltimore. Lucas has 2 games going under. Pittsburgh, Baltimore under 44. Bills, Broncos under 47.5. Weeze is in the Pittsburgh game as well. He's got Pittsburgh plus, well, let me just show it to you. Let's just take a look down there at the bottom. Those are our wagers for the weekends. Jamie has Ravens minus 9.5. Weeze has the Steelers plus 10. So Weeze is going against Jamie in that Steelers game. Weeze is going against me in that Vikings-Rams game. And there you see it. We all love the Eagles. Poor Eagles. I just feel terrible for you Eagles fans out there that maybe we'll all hit. It could happen. It should happen. Wouldn't be betting it if we didn't expect it to happen. Heck yeah. Maybe. Let's talk about college basketball. Be back right after these. Stick around.
Fashion is our passion at Carnaby Square. We specialize in customer service and have since 1980. Our multi-generational boutique features your favorite on-trend to classic famous maker fashions, footwear, accessories, and a massive inventory of Brighton. So come, relax, explore, and elevate your look with us. Everyone is welcome, where we always wrap it, tag it, and bag it for free at Carnaby Square in downtown Fairfield.
Briscoe Surplus Sales on the northeast edge of Flora is your one-stop do-it-all shop. Looking for rugged boots and footwear from great brands like Lacrosse, Rocky, and Carolina? They're there. How about top-notch small engine parts and service? Briscoe Surplus Sales has it. Whether you're wiring your switches or switching your wiring, Briscoe Surplus Sales has the solution and the know-how to help you get the job done right the first time. Briscoe Surplus Sales, your one-stop do-it-all shop.
At Clay City Banking Company, we're all on the same team, regardless of zip code. At home, work, school, or across the country, you can be part of our team with our cutting-edge mobile banking products. From your hand, you can check balances, transfer money, make deposits, and pay bills. Looking for a loan? We've got you covered with our mortgage, agriculture, commercial, and consumer loans. Join our team today. Clay City, Flora, Louisville, and Fairfield Banking Companies. We're the hometown banks, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont's always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LaMonsOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Hello, folks. Just a little bit of time here to talk a little bit about college basketball here on Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. As we're about 2 months, can you believe it? College basketball season is already 2 months old, and there's 3 to go. Boy, college basketball lasts a long time. You thought college football lasts a long time. College football doesn't last anything like college basketball. It just started, I think the first games were November 5th or something like that, and now they're November 6th, I believe. And now it is January 10th. And whew, are you one of those folks like me or unlike me, where the college basketball, if you're a college basketball fan, are you really fired up more for you want to do well in the NCAA tournament? Don't get me wrong, but you want to win the conference championship. I've always been one of those kinds of people. I'd kill to win a conference championship because that's, you're basically going against peers, whereas in the NCAA tournament, you might be going against somebody that's really good from another conference versus somebody that's not really good from another conference. Who knows? But I always kind of like to keep an eye on conference championships. Here, let me show you a few conferences here in the early going of the year. We're just barely getting underway the conference seasons in these conferences, and you see Duke already 5-0 in the ACC, and Duke is 13-2. They are rolling. I'll show you a screen here in a little bit that give you a kind of an idea how much they're rolling. But the other thing is, you look at the ACC. That's where Duke's going to be playing almost all the rest of the year. There's nobody else that's ranked in the ACC. Look at that. That's what shocks me taking a look at. There's Duke is the only ranked team. That's just astonishing. I mean, you've got North Carolina all the way down there at 10-6. So it's just tough. Here is the Big 12. They've got 4 teams currently ranked. Iowa State playing quite well, and Houston, a great team recently. I think Iowa State, you see they're ranked number 3 in the country. Kansas has been ranked number 1. They lost a couple of games in the recent going, and that backed them up a little bit. But Iowa State off to a good start. How about let's take a look at the SEC. Boy, look at all those teams. Oklahoma at 13-1. Of course, this is so early in the season. They're just 0-1, and they'll turn that around. But 9 teams in the SEC are ranked, and you see number 1 Tennessee. They just got slobber knockered by Florida the other day. After Florida got beaten Kentucky, both teams scoring 100 points. And then Kentucky goes down to Georgia and loses. The SEC is going to be a wild ride for everybody all year long. How about the Big Ten, folks? Let's take a look at the Big Ten Conference. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 teams ranked there, but none of them nearly as high as those SEC teams. Illinois doing all right, 3-1, had their first West Coast swing, won both those games. The bad deal for Illinois, though, they lost to Northwestern. Northwestern's only win in conference play. So it's early yet, but if you take a look at Michigan's schedule, they may be on their way to. I don't want to say it, but Michigan looks like they have a real nice road to a conference title. Here's what the men's net rankings look like. Now, this is what they use for. This is what the tournaments use. The NCAA tournament, they use these net rankings. Illinois ranked number 7. Net ranked number 8. And then you also have I'll just flash these up there for a minute because it's about time to go. But this does not include Illinois because this is Bet Rivers, Illinois. Auburn, currently the betting favorite to win it all, but that's going to change over the course of the next several weeks and months. Just thought I'd give you a little look at the basketball. Folks, have a great weekend. It's a wonderful football weekend. We're running out of them. There's very few left. Got to tune in now. Hey, thank you so much for tuning in to Big Talk. We'll see y'all next week. Have a great day.